You must have seen people working all their life, dedicating all their time to work, working hard for hours and having no free time for themselves. And on the other hand, some people who don't work that much but still are living in much better conditions than those who are doing hard work all the time. And I'm sure at least once you must have wondered why it is so. Why do the people who work very hard all the time not become rich and wealthy, whereas, on the other hand, there are people who don't struggle much to make absurd amounts of money with much less effort? To understand the situation better, let's take a closer look. On one side, we have a taxi driver. He works hard every single day, driving from morning till night, providing the best service to his passengers. But despite all his efforts, he only earns enough to make a modest living. On the other side, we have someone who owns 3 houses. He decides to live in one and rents out the other 2. Without lifting a finger daily, he earns money every month just from the rent. His wealth grows even when he's relaxing. Well, looking at all these scenarios might initially seem complex and unfair. Like, how does this thing even work? Why is one earning money easily and the other has to struggle so much to make a decent amount of money? Let's go step by step. One thing we can conclude with certainty by the example is that your hard work and physical efforts are not directly proportional to the amount of money you earn. Well, now, to understand, we will look into how money works. To simplify most of the ways of earning money, we can divide it into the following parts. Earning money in exchange for your physical labor. Earning money in exchange for your time and skills. Earning money in exchange for others' labor and skills. Earning money in exchange for commodities. Let's go over them one by one to understand how earning money works in real life. Now, first, we will come to making money in exchange for your physical efforts and time. In this scenario, the amount of money you earn is simply directly proportional to the physical effort you put in. Jobs like being a factory worker, cleaner, construction site laborer, plumber, mechanic, or driver all depend heavily on your physical body and endurance. Your body is the foundation of your work. Without it, there's no income. Your body is your main asset in such jobs. You don't need advanced skills or education for these roles. What you need is your physical capability. The harder you push your body, the more you earn. Without spending some physical effort, you cannot earn money in such jobs. The harder and more you work, the more you will earn. But in this model, the money only flows as long as you're working. The moment you stop, the income stops too. Your body doesn't just earn your money, it controls the very flow of it. No matter how hard or long you work, the model remains the same. It's a direct exchange between your effort for money. And when your body says it's had enough, so does your income. Also, these jobs are highly replaceable. Even if you pour your heart and sweat into the work, someone else can easily step into your shoes. If you're not there, the work doesn't stop. It just moves to the next person ready to use their physical effort. The question remains, how can we move beyond this cycle? How can we make our efforts count for more? Let's move on to our next model of earning. Money in exchange for your time and skills. This model focuses on jobs where your expertise and abilities are in high demand and cannot be replaced by just anyone. These jobs don't rely on physical labor. Instead, they value the level of skill and knowledge you bring to the table. Professions like doctors, lawyers, chartered accountants, managers, and engineers fall into this category. In this model, your earnings are proportional to the level of skills you carry and the amount of time you spend on a job. The key difference here is that these roles demand specialized expertise. The skills required are often highly specific, and not everyone has them. This makes these jobs more secure and highly valued. Because the demand for these skills is high, and the supply of skilled professionals is relatively low, the pay is significantly better than jobs based on physical labor. Here, your income is tied to the value of your skills and the time you dedicate to your work. In this model, your skills are your currency. The more you hone them, the more valuable you become. But the question remains the same. Is there a way to move beyond this cycle? How can we make our efforts count for more? We talked about the people who worked hard all this time, exchanging their efforts and precious time to earn money. But now comes the real game changers, those who break the law of this proportionality, that incoming money is proportional to hard work, time, and skills. Here's our third model, earning money in exchange for others' efforts and time. Now, to earn money, we still need to follow the give and take rule, but some people thought about it differently, and it was then they picked up on the fact that it does not necessarily need to be time and effort to earn money. So what these people do is they use their money to buy the time and efforts of other people and use this manpower to produce different goods and services and then sell these products and services at a higher price to make a profit out of the entire trade. To understand this better, let's take the example of a shoemaker. At first, he is alone and creates shoes on his own and sells them to his clients. This goes on for years, but at some point, he was fed up with this process. By grinding hard all these years, he realized that this method of work was not efficient. He had skills, but he alone could not create a large number of shoes in a small amount of time and could not earn a lot of money. So what did he do? He used the money he earned by working all these years to appoint another craftsman as his employee. He decided to give them jobs with a specific wage, and thus he distributed his work and divided the process among multiple men to increase his production. By increasing the quantity of production, he could sell more shoes and make more money. People were working for him, and all he had to do was watch over them, as he had expertise in the field. Soon he continued with this model and expanded his business. With time, the amount of work he had to do eventually decreased, as he hired men to do it for him in his stead, and the amount of money that came in every month also increased as the company expanded and the production increased. Like this, he broke the proportionality rule of efforts and time, and rather used his money and focused on establishing a system that could bring in money even when he couldn't work himself. Here the key was that the shoemaker was not working for the sake of money itself, but to establish a system that could generate money. He did so by hiring people who could work according to his needs and fulfill the task. Now, he doesn't have to put in efforts himself in order to make shoes and deal with each client, but there are other people who can deal with all these tasks for him. Even though each model is different and unique, still, there was a particular amount of work in each model. The man had to look after the job or even the system. So now let's move on to our last model, which is about earning passive money, i.e., creating assets that will generate you money just by working on them once. And the good thing about this model is that no matter which model you are in right now, you can still become a part of this model and generate money with a one-time effort. It is by creating commodities that can be given on rent, or by creating products that can be sold to more people just by creating them once. Some examples of such commodities are renting land, buildings, lending money on interest, writing books, which will bring you money throughout by investing in them just once, and you don't need to actively look over them. The conclusion of this ancient one's wisdom is that think properly about what you are doing. Think about the profession you are in and how it will work for you in the long run. Can you convert it into a system that can free you from laborious tasks and also look into the things that you can invest in to create passive income sources? The journey to learn and understand about money is a constant and lifelong journey. The more you learn about money, the more you will come to know how much there is to it. So be patient and take one step at a time. Like the video and subscribe to the channel to get more of this Ancient Ones videos.